Alright, good afternoon guys. Daniel here again from Single Malt Jack, and I'm sitting here at Queen Mary Falls Campground with my fireman cousin Steve. Welcome back, Steve.
Yeah, thanks Dan, thanks for having me, and what a great location we're here now, Queen Mary Falls. Spectacular scenery, spectacular drive to get here from the Gold Coast. Amazing.
It's absolutely fantastic, and I know it's been a while since we've caught up because we've both been busy. There's just been a whole heap of things happening, so we've said, okay, let's get together this weekend, do some camping, get all the family together. And what else are we doing, Steve? Yeah, you can clap now. Would you like a beer?
Beer, barbecue, spirits, whiskey, like really.
Yeah, we're doing it all.
Single Malt Jack, this is how we roll, right?
I think this is the first time you've seen the Adventure Keg.
Yeah, this is amazing.
What are your thoughts on it? You gather your thoughts while I pour a couple of beers for you.
Well, I'll let you know, before I even booked in, people were already talking about it. Like, it's setting the standard here.
I definitely think it is. I mean, these taps, the construction of it, all stainless steel. We're doing a bit of a product launch this weekend, and I got them filled up just the other night with some Black Hops Beer, because we both live pretty close to Black Hops. Actually, I better not put too much in here because we've got two beers to review. So I was down at Black Hops the other night filling these up, okay, and this one here we're going to sample first is their pale ale, and I want to get your thoughts on both of their beers because, you know, some people love it, some people not so much. You know, I sort of didn't love it to start with, but I'm finding that it's really starting to hit the mark the more I try it. You know, it is quite a heavy beer. It's a crafty beer. You know, there's a lot of hops in there. There's a lot of flavors, but you know, let us know what you think, Steve. You know, I think these poured really well out of the Adventure Keg. I think these are really nice fresh beer, and that's the pale ale, don't forget. So that's kind of the, you know, easy drinking. I mean, it's not the session ale, but it's, you know, it's just their pale ale. I think 4.8%.
Firstly, I'd like to say that pours really well out of there. That's a really crisp beer. So that's great work for the Adventure Keg there.
Definitely. Yeah, definitely. We got it set on about, I don't know, 6 or 7 PSI on there. So it pours really well. It's nice and fresh. I'm really happy the way these things pour. Any thoughts on the beer?
It's not bad. It's one of those beers that, you know,
Not bad, not good.
for my flavour palette it's hoppy.
Yeah.
You know, the craft beer.
It is very crafty.
It's crafty, yeah. Would I have this in a session? Okay, you say it's not a session ale. I appreciate tasting the flavour of different craft brewers. I appreciate Black Hops being a local brewery on the Gold Coast. Could I drink this? It's going to have to grow on me. It's not a bad beer. It's a crisp, light, hoppy, flavoured. No, it's a bit citrusy. So it's not bad, but for my palate, the hops always get me.
Yeah.
I find it hard.
It is quite hoppy. I mean, I would say this is probably the same kind of flavour profile as like a commercial IPA, not a pale ale. You know, it's a lot more, you know, hoppy and citrus flavours than, you know, there's a lot happening in there. And as I said, I mean, I've had Black Hops a number of different times now, and the first few times I did not enjoy it. I was trying to find a beer that I liked, and I just couldn't. But I'm finding the more I'm getting into that craft movement and sampling different beers and IPAs and double IPAs and the XPAs, I'm actually starting to enjoy it a bit more. So it is becoming a lot more palatable for me. But I know from your flavour and from your, I guess, taste point of view,
Yeah.
it's probably not going to hit your flavour profile.
No, look, I appreciate that. Even you said it took some work to appreciate what they were offering, and I get that.
Yeah.
but I'm at a point in my life that I like what I like. I'm not going to sit through a session where I'm not enjoying it.
Yeah.
Just to move beyond that.
Yeah.
Now, not to say I wouldn't go there. I would definitely go to Black Hops and sit down and enjoy a beer, enjoy the company. But is it my cup of tea?
Is it something that you're going to enjoy? Probably not, I would imagine.
I'm not. I don't.
You're not loving it.
I don't love the beer.
Yeah. And it's not.
I don't put it. Nothing against Black Hops at all. Love who they are. Love what they stand for. Love what they do. It's purely a flavour issue for me.
It is.
So,
and it's like, I mean, you know, when you're our age, it's like you've got all the friends that you're going to have. You know what I mean? You're not out there looking for more friends. You know, it's the same kind of thing. Like, you're not out there looking for a different flavour profile of beer that you might learn to love at
absolutely.
some future stage. I mean, you got to enjoy it.
In keeping with your analogy, when someone good crosses your path, you're
open to it.
You say hello and you welcome them into your life. As simple as that, really. So you hold on to the good things that you enjoy almost immediately. You don't feel like you need to take the time to learn about them.
No, that's right.
You already know the feeling that you get.
You're either going to mesh with it or not. So I agree. Now, I haven't poured you too much of their IPA. Now, this is one I've just poured in the glass. I've just poured us half a glass here because I think if you haven't enjoyed their pale ale, you're definitely not going to enjoy their IPA because you know it is a much heavier beer, heavier on the hops. It's a higher percentage. It's at 6%. So let us know what you think about this one. Anyway, cheers, by the way. I forgot to mention this, guys, but it's Steve's birthday. Well, it was yesterday.
Oh, thanks.
So big shout out to you, Steve, for your birthday. Happy birthday.
Cheers, thanks, Daniel.
And it's great
good excuse to come out here. Good excuse for this kind of session. So,
and it's a good way to, I guess, convince the wives to come out camping for the weekend.
Absolutely.
Otherwise, it is difficult.
Yeah.
You know, so we actually, this is a bit of a story for you guys before we get into the beer. We booked the campsite, and then Steve, because he thought it was his birthday and he thought he deserved it, he's actually booked a cabin. So we all thought we're camping, which we are, except for Steve. He's got a cabin to himself. Okay, and he's making his family camp out in the cold while he's got the whole cabin. So enjoy your birthday, Steve. Happy birthday.
Well, thanks for sharing that one.
And cheers again. Cheers again.
All right, thanks.
Don't tell anyone how old you are.
If we're all going to tell stories, then let's keep it real. Now, the true story is, I booked the cabin as a surprise for the family. Yep. Great. The other truth is, I don't really love this beer. I appreciate it.
No, that's okay. I mean, it's, you know, not every beer, not every brewery is gonna go with your taste. And the thing is, I mean, it's not a cost-effective beer. I mean, this is okay, maybe not double, but it's probably 50% more expensive than what you would typically buy. You know what I mean? So you're not going to be spending that sort of money unless you really, really, really enjoyed that beer.
Absolutely.
You know, and it's not for everyone. I mean, as I said, when I first started sampling their beer, I did not enjoy it. I was struggling to find one that I liked. But now I'm finding that I just need that extra hit of hops. It's like that analogy I was telling you before. It's like when you start drinking coffee. Like, you drink mostly milk with a lot of sugar and a tiny bit of coffee, and then you sort of progress. And I think by the end you're drinking, like, you know, short blacks or espressos. So I think it's the same kind of thing. Like, I'm not saying change your flavour profile, but I think the more you try, the more you sample, it sort of starts to happen almost automatically.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
So what are your thoughts of their IPA?
I can't drink it.
Yep.
It's not something I want to continue with.
Yep.
It doesn't agree with my palate, I'm afraid.
Yep.
Again, bringing it back to my
your personal taste,
personal preference.
Yeah. And I mean, look,
it's too strong for me. That's it.
It is strong. It's at 6%. It's a very, very hoppy IPA. I mean, there's a lot of flavors in there. There's a lot of bitterness to the aftertaste. But look, just because Fireman Steves doesn't like it, it does not take anything away from the beer. I personally think that is a cracking beer. That's called their Hornet, okay? And shout out to Black Hops, you've done a fantastic job. You know, local brewery, and I'm happy to support our local brewery. So I think that's fantastic. 100%. And this was the whole idea of the adventure keg as well. So it's basically trying to reduce waste so that you're not having cans and bottles and cartons and things like that. You've got your own personal growler. It's pressurized. You've got great tap beer, and then you can go out and support your local breweries in your own local town or your own city, whatever the case might be. So, you know, I guess you just got to get out there and find the beer that you like. Like, I don't think you can turn up to Carlton United or Nathan Lyon and get one of these filled up with pure blondes or Great Northern. Probably not going to happen. So,
and that's fine, but the thing is with this,
yeah,
you'll go out and you'll find your local and you'll do what Daniel suggested. You'll sample their things and you'll find that one that you like or a couple that you like. If you want to grab a couple of these, I mean, these sit pretty well in the vehicles, you know, they travel well.
Yeah. You know, they sit really nicely in our 55 litre fridges, in our camp fridges. And I had mine set to 1 degree overnight, and the beer is absolutely ice cold. I mean, it's not a warm day, as you can see. I'm wearing my beanie, but
and I'm wearing my hair.
But you know, they do keep the beer really, really cold. We've had it out of the fridge now for a couple of hours. So look, there you have it, guys. I mean, in hindsight, I probably should have got Fireman Steves, the lager from Black Hops. They do quite a nice lager. So I think next time, in hindsight, I did kind of set you up a little bit here with these two beers. That's the Hornet. They do a Super Hornet and a Mega Hornet and an Atomic Hornet, something like that. So they're even like 6%, then it goes up to like 8, 9, 10%. So you would have no chance with those beers.
No, and that's fair.
You know, but that's fair enough. It's not for everyone. You know?
No.
So there you have it, guys. Queen Mary Falls. As I said before, if you haven't come up here, come up and check it out. This is just a fantastic campground. Like, we've got this whole area behind us and all down there, all to ourselves. We're going to get this fire going in the next half an hour because things are going to start getting really chilly. So if you haven't tried it, come up, have a look. The owners here are really, really lovely. They've been great to us.
Amazing. They're really great to talk to on the phone. Very helpful. Very accommodating.
Yeah. You ended up booking the wrong date. So you booked next weekend instead of this weekend, and they were quite accommodating. So that was fantastic.
Yeah.
So yeah, look, come and check it out. You know, we're going to finish this beer, and I think we might switch over to a bit of a whiskey review next. What do you reckon?
Absolutely. Let's give that a go. A big shout out to Black Hops. Thanks very much.
And thanks to Fireman Steve, and happy birthday.
Cheers,
guys.
Thanks for having me.